Welcome in, Sneeples. We are back in Volcor again with the Hunted pre-release in full swing. And like we do with every set, we are here to get you ready so that you can win your pre-release. Or if you're going to Calling Memphis, which is a sealed, then we are going to get you ready to be able to day 2. Now, if you are planning to go to Calling Memphis and you do want a little bit more information, I do have a Patreon, my personal Patreon, that I will be having limited advice. So that is sealed and draft advice. If you go there currently, I'll only have the sealed, but I am working on getting draft rankings whenever I participate in more drafts. So if you want a little bit extra help, consider checking that out. Now let's get on to the tips and tricks we can do to win our pre-release. In the Hunted, we have 3 heroes: Arachne, the Chaos Assassin, Syndra, the Draconic Ninja, and Fang, the Draconic Warrior. Let's start with the Assassin on what to look for and how the playstyle is. Let's talk about Arachne weapon, the Huntsman Dagger. The Huntsman Dagger gives us the opportunity to mark our opponent if we destroy it. Now, this might seem ludicrous and something that we should never do. However, we do have a ton of cards that lets us retrieve a dagger back. Retrieve's a new mechanic that allows us to pay 1 to re-equip our dagger from the graveyard. So when we're looking at Assassin Ninja hybrid cards, such as Up 6 and Run and Pick Up the Point, these are cards that allow us to have our daggers come back from the graveyard. Now, we also have a very unique dagger. That is the token dagger, Graphene Chalicera. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But this is a token dagger that, with some of the cards that we play that have stealth, allows us to equip this token dagger. These cards are Whittle from Bone and Orb Weaver Spinneret. So these are very good cards to have as well, because there's a high likelihood that we will destroy our Huntsman Dagger so that we can get a guaranteed mark on our opponent. So we do want to have a way to either replace it or bring it back. Now let's talk about stealth cards, because we do want to have stealth cards so that our Arachne ability can be activated when our opponent is marked. And some of these stealth cards are very, very good. Cards like Mark of the Black Widow and Mark of the Funnel Web are very good disruptive stealth cards. There's also a few stealth cards that mark our opponents if they hit, which is good, because if our opponent is marked, by the end, we get to be a new demi hero. Finally, playing as an assassin, you will be playing with attack reactions. And attack reactions are so detrimental for our opponent to deal with. It basically means that our opponent starts at 15 health, because once they get to 5 life, every attack becomes that much scarier. Attack reacts are huge so that assassins can make sure that they get the hit to either mark the opponent or get the devastating on-hit from our opponent already being marked. So that is what we're looking for when we are building an Arachne sealed pool. We're looking to get our daggers back, get our stealth cards with on hits, and get attack reactions that can help make those stealth cards for sure hit. Now let's talk about Syndra. Now, Syndra is a Draconic hero that wants to play a lot of Draconic cards because her hero ability becomes that much cheaper for each Draconic card we play. Now, we also are looking to mark our opponent so that we can create fealty tokens. And fealty tokens give us the option to make any one of our cards Draconic, especially some of the ninja only cards or even the generic cards. We want to have Draconic cards because there's so many cards out there that want multiple Draconic cards on the chain link, as well as have a cost reduction equal to the number of Draconic cards we've already played. This includes her legendary card, Wrath of Retribution, that gets 1 less for each Draconic chain link that we control. Speaking of Draconic chain links, we plan to put a few daggers in them. Our daggers are Draconic attacks. And these attacks are very unique because they will be destroyed at the end of the chain. The combat chain, not the chain link, which is the individual attack, but the entire chain. This means that we can do a lot of funky stuff. What we can do is swing our daggers and then swing with attacks such as Blood Run Deeps or Silver Talons and be able to throw these daggers before they get destroyed. Then we can re-equip them and attack with them again, because Syndra's ability isn't instant, does not break the combat chain, and allows us to go even wider. It is a very go style of deck that is ninja to go as wide as possible with our chain links. A lot of cards look to have go again if we attack with multiple draconic cards, so we are definitely going to be looking to do that as often as possible. Now, the downside to Ninja is that they don't block very well. Ninja cards often block for 2. So if you have a Ninja card that blocks for 3 and can have go again, that's very good. You're going to be looking for a lot of those, so that if you're getting a scenario where you have to block out, you can at least block with that card and then move on with all of your other attacks that only block for 2. Now, let's move on to our last hero, and that is Fang, the Draconic Warrior. With Fang, we are going to be looking to get fealty tokens, just like with Syndra, but we're going to be looking to save them a little bit. Because as soon as we get 3 fealty tokens, our daggers become free attacks, and that is very good. But let's talk about his daggers. So Obsidian Fire Vein is a Draconic dagger that gets +1 and go in if we play a Draconic card on that chain link, which typically means an attack reaction. Therefore, we want to have Draconic attack reactions. Draconic attack reactions will buff up the Draconic dagger, giving it +1, giving it the go again, and then giving whatever buff that comes with the attack react. That is what we're going to be looking to do as a warrior. Warriors always look to use their weapons, and we are going to use our weapons almost exclusively. Definitely want to have a few attacks in there. There's some very good Draconic attacks we can do that makes us fealty tokens, or at least marks the opponent. But the Draconic attack reacts are going to be another way that we can actually get those fealty tokens and mark those opponent. There's a ton out there. What we're really looking to do is find some zero cost attack reacts, because these zero cost attack reacts can make it where we don't need to pitch a single card to play our turn. If we have 3 fealty tokens as Fang, once we have 3, we can swing our dagger for free, play a zero cost attack react, pumping up our dagger, giving it go again, and then we can swing our other dagger for free. That gives us 3 cards to be able to block with. So we can block out that pesky Arachne who's doing attack reacts on us, or we can block the wide chains of Syndra. We can play a little bit more mid-range control once we get our 3 fealty tokens as Fang. Otherwise, we can just send all of our attack reacts in. Fang is just like Assassin. Once your opponent becomes at 5 or less life, every attack becomes scary. Because every attack has that possibility of seeing an attack react to give it over and kill your opponent. So that's one of the big advantages of being a warrior. We also, as warriors, have a lot of 3 blocks. So we can use this to be able to be very defensive as well. Alright, those are the 3 heroes of Hunted. Now, let's talk about some overall tips on what you need to do when you get your 8 packs. So let's talk about what we do when we get our 8 packs. I am just going to use Dynasty here because, well, basically I don't have Hunted, as you can imagine. We are doing this before pre-release so that we get it out to you before then. But this is a set that has Assassin and Ninja cards and Warrior cards. So I figured why not. They are going to have less cards in the pack than what you'll see when you come to your pre-release, but we can use them as an example. So here we have 8 packs. We're going to open up each pack, and it's going to be real simple. We're going to take each card and sort them by their class, which in the expansion slot there's going to be a ton of classes, but we'll do it anyways. Some assassin cards. Alright, so put our assassin cards here, and then put everything else here, and then if we have a bomb, this is not a bomb, but if we had one, we put it off to the side here. And we're going to do this for each pack. We're going to do this first. This basically allows us to see 2 things. This allows us to see our bombs that we have so that we can determine, okay, see there's a ninja card. What
you know, what really good bombs we have. What cards do we want to try to build around? And those are the bombs, right? Otherwise, we just pick the pile that is the biggest because it has the most cards and therefore probably has the most variety of cards we can choose from, so we can craft the absolute best deck. Alright, so that is what we're looking to do when we're doing this here, is we're just going to be opening stuff. So there's going to be 3 things that I want to look at once I have everything sorted out. First, I'm going to see what my bombs are. I only have one majestic here that would be considered a bomb, maybe, you know. So this would suggest maybe mechanologist. Then I want to look at which pile has the most cards. That would be my assassin cards, because this is Dynasty and you got 2 assassin cards for each pack. But anyways, so you got your assassin cards here. The last thing I'm looking for is my equipment. What class does my equipment support? So this would support Guardian. This is generic. So those are the 3 things I'm going to be looking for once I have this in a pile. This makes it easier to decide what type of deck I want to play. Then you can look at, you can like with Assassin, like, all right, well, do I have enough cards that can retrieve a dagger for me? Do I have enough cards that can do attack react, or enough stealth cards? That's kind of what you're looking for there. If that is yes, then you can build the assassin deck. If that is no, then we have to look at somewhere else. We can use our equipment and our bombs to kind of sway us one way or the other. If our bomb is really, really good, or if we have multiple bombs in one class, then we might be able to see if it's worth playing that class because the bombs are just so good. And then if we have a full equipment set of one class but not any of the other classes, that might also sway us to try to play in that class because the equipments are very, very good in this game. Alright, so this has been a presentation on what to do when you open up your packs and lay them out in front of you.
And there you have it. Everything that you need to know to win your pre-release. As I mentioned before, if you plan on going to Memphis or plan on doing a sealed event that's a little bit of higher rewards, consider becoming a Patreon. If you like this playmat, consider becoming a YouTube member where we have other videos to watch and we give away stuff like this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep on fabbing.